All right, let's do a update here. We'll start out with the XRP. Currently, we've done pretty much like we was calling out earlier with the candle. We came down, we closed right there. We actually punctured the daily. Let me guess here, you can see a little bit better. We punctured the daily green line. I was expecting us to build pull on down. Still expecting that. Pull down, hit this order block at the 233 down to the 224. And then see us push back up to this upper order block. Now, if we was to pull down through here and we break below that 224, which currently right now the blue line is 223, we break that and puncture through that blue line, we're going to be seeing this lower order block at the 221 that we've called out just a little earlier because it still hasn't been hit and mitigated yet. And let's not also forget that we do still have the 205 down to the $1.97, and then of course pink line for the daily $1.82, and then that lower order block at $1.67 down to $1.48. So those are still at play. I don't see us pushing that far. I see us hitting this order block and potentially pushing back up, hitting that 251, where we may pull back a little bit and then continue up. What I'm thinking. But if we go down through here and we look at each time frame, we can see where prices got to pull back down. So with the way this one is set up, we got to pull down here, close a candle down here, and then continue to the upside. So on a 4 hour, we're going to see it work its way down, tapping here, and then continuing back up. So as soon as that hits, we'll be able to mitigate this order block and get rid of it. Pink line to the upside, 276. That's one of the ones we haven't hit on the way up. As you can see on the 2 hour, we came up, we tapped the pink line up there. It is now sitting at 257. So we pull down, come up, tap that. That's what's up next. 1 hour, green line's down below the red. We're coming down to tap and then pull back for the reset. So right here shows the setup of the greens below the red. Red is coming down below the orange. Of course, we hit our pink line right here. But this is where price is going to come down. We're going to see it tap, come back up, and it's going to come up above here because that's going to give us our slingshot momentum to the upside. As you see, we had this big, beautiful momentum. It comes up here. We crossed down. This is like a slingshot. You come down, we're going to see it shoot back up. We'll hit that, pull back a little bit, and then we should be able to continue to our next order block on the upside there. 30-minute time frame is showing same thing here. Set it down to the pink line on 30-minute down at $2.36. 15 minutes time frame. Here we set with a $2.34. So we know we got to come down and hit these because, we've already come down and hit our 5-minute. We've already hit our 1 minute. So once you hit the 1 minute, 5-minute comes up next. And then we'll work our way to the 15 and all the other ones. So you're going to see the 15 that's right here that gives us our order block as a confirmation. And then, of course, one of my good friends, Zach Rector, actually pulled the fib out on it and everything and showed support at the $2.34. And I confirmed that inside of his Discord as well, saying, yes, I do see that there is support here as we do have that 15-minute pink line at $2.34. And then, of course, that order block at the 233 to 224. So that would be a good entry. I will say that I am doing a trade on this. I've got a trigger order set in here. It is sitting at that $2.33 with a stop loss down at the $2.24. So if it hits there and it continues down here, it's going to knock us out of that trade. We'll take a loss on it. I'd rather take a small loss versus, throwing more money at it and it keep going the wrong way. Now we got too much money tied up into it that, we can't afford to lose it. So we got to keep throwing money at it. That's the worst kind of risk management you can ever do. So let's not do that. Let's just take the small loss and then get in at a better entry, which would be then at that point, if it breaks it, would be the 221. So you get in on that one, stop loss 215. We go from there and we push back up. You're going to make up what you lost here along with a whole lot more. So play it safe, use proper risk management, and you'll come out safe on this one. So that is XRP. And guys, if y'all want to get the full breakdown of everything, if you're not already a part of the Discord community, these market updates gets put in here. I do these for any of them they ask. I make them simple. All right, so up next, let's do a Bitcoin update. Let's see what we got going on Bitcoin. I hadn't actually looked at it in a day or so, so I'm sure there's probably some order blocks that I have not checked out. That actual order block. What was the high on that one? 103,411. Okay, so it is right there. Yeah, so. Okay, so we have that one that we already have called out. We've created this one on the daily that we have to come back and tap. So let's go ahead and mark this one out here. All right. Let's get the correct settings on it. 106, 660, 60. And then the low 104, 274, 72. And because we want to make sure that we know what it is when we look at it, we'll go ahead and mark it as 104, 274. Let's do it like that. That was 106. I don't know why I put a space between that. There we go. All right, so we got this new order block here on the daily for Bitcoin, setting at $104,274 all the way up to $106,660. Still have the other order block up here, $109,482, along with the upside of it at $111,247. Blue line sitting at $99,171. We still have order blocks down below that has not been hit. One of them at $97,798 down to that $96,652. Another one at $95,633 down to $93,186. I don't look forward to seeing us hit all of those. However, those are possible, just like the pink line at 89,672. Those are still possibilities. I'm not saying that we're going to hit that again on the daily. The current price at $103,182. Previous daily candle at a high of $107,490. $102,481 for the low. So not bad. So it's showing that we have a downtrend. So 99,000 could be a play. Let's see what we got. Okay, so we have an order block sitting right down here on the 4 hour. Technically, we have two of them. Let's mark these here. So we have one here. Bear with me while I add this. So a high of 102,304. And then we got a low of $101,507. And then we also have this other order block here that hasn't been, I believe that one is mitigated, so we're not going to do that. So we have that one. Let's go ahead and I guess we'll add the text to it so we'll know what it is as we see it. Where apparently I can't type 104, 106. Okay. What did I put that for? It's 102, 304. You can tell I've been at work all day. On the bottom of that, 101, 507. All right, so we got that marked down there. All right, so here we are, green crossing the red, having that pushed down. So that would be the order block that we're looking at going to for Bitcoin is the $102,304 down to that $101,507. We break that, we're going down lower to more likely the daily blue line. 2 hour pink line sitting at $111,761. But we do have that order block still to the upside that we just called out at the 104,000. Yellow line sitting up there at $106,265. 1 hour pink line, $108,112. I mean, 30-minute, we're going to wind up coming up and hitting all of these. So the pink line sitting at $105,050 gives us a significant area to be looking at. And you look at exactly where that drop is there compared to where this candle here is. So this candle starting that order block on the 30-minute lines up with that pink line around at 105,000. So could give you an indication of exactly where we're going to come up and hit before we reverse back again. 15-minute time frame, we have actually just hit the pink line at 103,321. 5-minute would be going back up into the order block at $105,042. So as you see, when we go through different time frames, you're going to get multiple confirmations of what we're going to wind up doing and going. So right now we're looking for it to pull down, hit our lower order block here to finish mitigating it, and then push up here, hit this upper order block at 104,000. So that is the Bitcoin update. Let's take a look over here at Ethereum. Got nothing. Right, feeding there. I'll make sure I get some chat over here too. Yeah, I saw anybody's messaging or not. All right, so now we'll move to Ethereum. I haven't looked at this in a few days, so I'm sure there's probably order blocks here somewhere. I know we've created one here on the daily. Let's go ahead and get that one marked out here so we can call that out. All right, so we had a high on that candle of $3,658 and a low at $3,507. All right, so that would be our upper order block that has been created. Oh, my apologies. All right, so I'll have that one marked out there so we'll know what that is. All right, so for the previous day candle on 11th is a high of $3,648 with a low of $3,405. Current candle high of, let's see. Oh, let me try that one more time here. Previous day candle was a high of $3,648 with a low of $3,405, with a current candle high of $3,455 with a low of $3,410, and of course our current price at $3,428. So the setup here, if you're new to this, green is down below the red and red's below the orange. We're in a bearish momentum. Price likes to ride the green line, come up, close above it, pull down, and then you'll see it wind up pulling up again. It wants to come above the red to close, and it's like a rinse and repeat. And then you'll see the lines will cross over, and then you're looking at the opposite direction. Same thing. Um, let's see here. So if we drop to the 4 hour, so we have technically this one has been hit, but we have a order block down a little lower. So if Bitcoin pulls down to the one that was marked for it, it'll pull it to this one, which has created a higher low here and a higher high there. So push here, and you'll get another higher low working its way back up. So let's see here. This order block is a high of $3,318 down to $3,196. All right, so we've got those marked out. We're showing the crossing over on the 4 hour to the downside. With a cross like that, you're going to see it pull down. We'll wind up tapping here, clearing out this order block, and then we have to push back above it. It's like a slingshot momentum. We'll push back up above it inside of that upper order block here at 3,507 up to that $3,658. And as we look at the different timelines here, like 4 hour, the pink line's up there at $4,196. 2 hour at $3,973. You can see here on the 2 hour, the yellow line sitting at $3,634. That's inside of this upper order block, so there's a possibility we could wind up pushing up and tapping that yellow one inside of that order block. And then when you look at the 1 hour, we got the yellow and the blue are inside that order block. 30-minute time frame shows that we'll wind up pushing up and hitting the pink line inside of 30-minute at the $3,549. 15-minute time frame, pink line's down below here. We just actually came through it, pulled up and tapped it again, and it's pulled down again here. 5-minute pink line sitting up in the upper order block, $3,541. And then the 1 minute we're fixing to come up and hit at $3,440. So with the market, what we're looking at is there's a little bit more pullback to happen here. It's not a lot. And then from there, I believe we start to push up. So by tomorrow morning and tomorrow throughout the day, especially with like XRP, I know there's ETFs that's supposed to be coming in. So that, although government's supposed to be opening back up and all that news, we could see the bull run continue and a good push to start happening. But that is the market update for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope y'all been enjoying this update. I'm gonna put the actual breakdown of it in the Discord for the community members. That update is fixing to actually be dropping. Yep, I'll be dropping that here shortly. So if you haven't already, head on over to the Discord, join us, and I'll be doing an update again in the morning. Appreciate y'all for jumping in here and hanging out. We'll see you on the next one.